Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. My name is Fidaus Putra. I was a student in UiTM and it's been few years since I've graduated. So now I'm doing a lot of businesses and one of them is called Kedai Pelik. In English it means weird store. And in this shop I sell a lot of streetwear clothing and I provide opportunities for young entrepreneurs to put their stuff inside my store so they can get involved in the real business as well. And other than that, I also do Bunga Studio, in which I focus on customized item. I help a lot of young entrepreneurs as well to help them produce new customized product such as t-shirts, shoes, bags and many other things. I help them and source things from Indonesia and bring them back here in Malaysia. Other than that, I also do this new business of mine. It's called Octo House. The tagline for this business is Your Instagram Hero. So this business is focusing mostly on social media marketing. So that's all about myself. What motivates me to become an entrepreneur? So I've been learning a lot of subjects in the Faculty of Education, and one of the subject is called Educational Psychology. And our first task in that subject is to write a journal, a 10 pages of journal about ourselves. It's like having your own life timeline, and the lecturer helped me a lot in discovering myself, in discovering my talent throughout my whole life. So I somehow discovered that I am actually into business during that subject. So if I am not a teacher today, it's to blame that subject. Okay. So what I discovered is I've been doing a lot of business since I was 7 years old. So since then I've been doing a lot of business. Only that after I got into the university, I somehow forgot the essence of business until I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And after reading that book, it somehow ignited myself, something inside me, to start a business again. And everything started back then since 2008. So a lot of people ask me this question, what's my motivation of doing a business? So one of my biggest motivation is my mom. So thinking about her makes me think that she's a lot older, way older than me. I am 28, she is 68, so that's a 40 years old gap there. So I'm thinking that once I have graduated, I'll be working and she'll be very old by then. So I need my own time, my own space to take care of her. So I think the only way for me to have a lot of ample time to be working and at the same time have a lot of time to chit chat with her is by doing business. A lot of people got their inspiration on how to start a business, sometimes when they are sleeping in their dreams. Okay, some people while they are in the toilet. Well, I've had those kind of moment last time. Sometimes I got my idea when I was doing my loo, but then most of the times a lot of businesses or the ideas came to me as I meet a lot of new people. So by doing business, I get this opportunity to meet a lot of new people. I get to meet a lot of people from different backgrounds. Sometimes I see a lot of kids as my customers. Sometimes I see a lot of millionaires as my customers. So all these people give me a lot of inspiration and ideas for business. Talking about mindset, there's one thing about me that I found out when I was 15 years old. I found out that I am a very determined person because in Malaysia at the age of 15, all of the kids have to take this one big examination. It's called PMR. So a week before my real examination, my result was really bad. I got only 1A, 1D and 1E for my trial exam. So what my mom did to me was she promised me something and said, if you get at least 7 A's for your examination, I will buy you whatever you want. So that's a promise. So that within that 1 week, I managed to study and read a lot of books, handle everything, and successfully got 7A for my PMR. Since then, I realized that I have a very strong will in terms of getting what I want. So I think that's my spirit. So when I was in UiTM, I think most of the lecturers call me by the name Freaky, and yeah, that's because all my friends call me Freaky, and that's one thing about myself that I am proud of. Being freaky means I am different from everybody else. So it's the same for all the creators, all the inventors since ancient time. Even Thomas Edison was deemed crazy for trying to create a light bulb, right? But today all of us are using lights every day and night. So one thing about me is I am very different from all my classmates, from all my classmates. I do very different activities from them. In class, yeah, I study just like them. But after class, most of them will just go back to their house and sleep, or some of them will just go and date their girlfriend. But me, I will spend a lot of my time in the faculty, checking all the notice boards, looking for opportunities on whatever activities that I can join, so I can learn new things. So that's one thing about me, being freaky and having this eager to learn new things. Okay, back in my time when I was a student, entrepreneurship is not the in thing among the lecturers. I still remember there was this one time, the previous dean called me in and gave me a lecture because I was actually a very active student, a very considered bright student last time. So they were somehow very worried about me, my result being dragged by my business, because I usually get a lot of dean's list for my exam, but once I've started the business, a lot of my results went down. So what happened is a lot of them are not very happy with me doing business. But one thing that I like about being in the Faculty of Education, there were subjects that I have really big interest in. For example, the educational psychology. I managed to learn a lot about myself from that. And I also heard from a lot of my other friends that they are learning ETR, a short form for entrepreneurship. But I was always wondering, why are we not being taught ETR in the Faculty of Education? So only after the dean called me in, only I found out the reason why. So yeah. In my opinion, being in the Faculty of Education, all of these students are being prepared to become an educator, to become a teacher. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be learning entrepreneurship, because to me, by learning entrepreneurship, it makes you very creative. So it's good if a teacher can be very creative, because it's not just by going to class that you will learn things. Sometimes by doing other things outside of your work, outside of your class, makes you a very creative person, a very proactive person, because you learn a lot of things. For example, because of entrepreneurship, me, although I was a TESOL student, I learned a lot of graphic design. So when I go to school and become a teacher, I can help a lot with the school. For example, the banner, the design for flyers, and a lot of other things. So why limit yourself to only the books that you are learning in class? It's better to just go out and do something. But I can see a lot of my classmates, they did a lot of businesses in the Faculty of Education since my time. And I think the only reason that they are scared about having students to learn entrepreneurship in the Faculty of Education is maybe because they are scared that these students won't end up becoming an educator. These students will end up becoming like me, maybe. There was this one senior, he's quite famous, TESOL student. I forgot his name, but I think he inspired me a lot through his stories by other seniors. So they told us that this senior is a genius. So he's been taken to the States to become a subject for this case study over there. At the same time, he is working as a lecturer there as well. So I'm not sure what happened to him now. So yeah, that senior is over there. So he inspired me that being in Malaysia, although you are just a student in UiTM, it doesn't mean that you cannot go far and do something extraordinary. So I believe in UiTM. I believe that we can do something. A lot of my seniors become somebody through this Faculty of Education. So I believe that I can do the same and inspire my juniors one day. I was a very naughty student back when I was in secondary school in my hometown, which is Kuantan, the east coast of Malaysia. But when I got into UiTM, some of my friends, the culture shock is from good to bad. But me, on the other hand, my culture shock is from being a very bad student to a very good student instead. So it's a different it's a different changes for me. Okay, so when I got into UiTM, I got super excited about joining all these activities. I got super excited about being nice to all my lecturers, unlike when I was in school. When I was in school, I was not a really participative student. I was not active at all. I go to school on Monday to put my bag, and I come back on Friday to take my bag. Most of the days will be spent outside of the school compound. So when I was in UiTM, I was super excited. Like I said just now, I have been checking a lot of the notice boards to look for opportunities. What other activities can I join? What are the things that I can do for UiTM or for other people? So I joined pretty much every activities available in the Faculty of Education, and that helped me a lot in terms of management, I think leadership, I guess. At the same time, I learned how to socialize with people. I learned how to be a good team person, how to have good teamwork with other people. So not just the classes. The classes, yes, they have helped me a lot. Before I got into TESOL, I don't think I can speak this good in English, and I don't think I can even speak properly in my own language, in my primary language. So I don't even know how to speak in front of people before this. But once I got into TESOL, I think I've been polished a lot to become a very good person to what I am today. You can ask all my previous teachers in school to vouch for me. There have been a lot of subjects in the Faculty of Education, me being a TESOL student. So one of my favorite subjects is educational psychology. At the same time, we have this one other subject called sociology. I don't know why, but most of my friends, they like learning literature, English literature. They want to act, they want to be on stage, but not me. I want to be behind the scene in the first place, but ended up being on the stage right now. So what happened is, I learned a lot of things from a lot of subjects. For example, there's this one subject called reading. I forgot the full name of the subject, but it's about reading, how you can improve your reading. So with this subject, I think I've learned a lot on how to read something, and not just read the words that are written there, but to read between the lines, to really understand what's the real meaning behind those stories. That's one thing. And I guess we also had this one subject, and in this class we have to watch a lot of movies, and we have to analyze the movie. So since that subject, whenever I go to the cinema or watch movies at home, it's not the same anymore. I analyze the movie, the reason behind every words that are being uttered inside the movies. So yeah, I learned a lot from Faculty of Education, a lot of subjects. And yeah, I think the last subject is professional development, in which we have to organize. This is somehow the closest subject that I can have to entrepreneurship as compared to all my friends in other faculties. So this is so far the best subject in the Faculty of Education, professional development, because we really do some business there by meeting a lot of people from outside of UiTM, invite them to become speakers, and having to work among ourselves on how to raise money for our project. So yeah, I really like this subject. I really wish that maybe the Faculty of Education can have this subject since the beginning of the semester instead of having it in the final year. My opinion about the entrepreneurial education is very high. Okay, being in the Faculty of Education, there's no subject such as ETR, entrepreneurship. So I was very lucky because I was introduced to this one lecturer. So she taught me one of the subject. Her name is Dr. Azia. She somehow introduced me to this. She introduced me to this one department in UiTM called MassMed, in which this place helps a lot of students in UiTM to become real entrepreneurs. So they provided me with a lot of courses to prepare me in the real world, and they also guide me on how to manage my business while you are still a student. So it's the real thing. A lot of people can give you knowledge and info on how to do a lot of business, on how to do good business, but not many people can share with you on how you can survive as a student who are doing business as your part-time income. So yeah, it's not a good thing to do a lot of things inside the university while you're still studying, but why not do a lot of things? Because in the end, when you start working for somebody, or when you graduate, you will be doing a lot of things. When you work for a big company, for example, and you are given the title of an accountant, it doesn't mean you are just the accountant over there. Sometimes you have to be in charge of a lot of projects. So why not be prepared mentally since you are still in your ATM? Do that earlier. Be prepared mentally and at least educationally.